the amount of traffic here on the Hollywood freeway.
And can we tell what type of car that is, Vinny?
It looks from our viewpoint to be a late model, perhaps Chrysler 300 of some sort, and customized fancy chrome wheels. So it's probably a desirable car for an individual who's okay. Now he's off on the off ramp here. What off ramp are we looking at here?
Okay, so as you find that off ramp, do you have it? So this
he's getting off at Alvarado, and he's going now back southbound on Alvarado. LAPD was in pursuit behind him. As you see, there's an airship above him.
He's turning in.
He's pulling into a
What is that?
A gas station.
gas station, but I don't think he's stopping for
Crossing
gas.
through.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yep.
getting really close there.
Yeah, and now it gets really dangerous on the city
These are
streets here between.
side streets.
Oh, he's going really fast.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Blew the stop sign.
Yeah, luckily the LAPD airship is still in contact with him. The ground units have lost him way back on the freeway somewhere, but we're going to see if we can't keep up with him here.
So there are no officers, there are no units behind him then right now?
Not that I could see just a little while ago. He jumped off the freeway and drove rather erratically, so I believe like the ground unit's kind of backed off, but the air unit is still overhead with him here and is tracking him along with us.
In a situation like that, I wonder if they realize
that they're being tracked.
that they're still being tracked from the air. You know?
I'm sure he does because the helicopter, LAPD flies considerably lower than we do most of the time.
Okay.
So he's visible, especially from the fact that the LAPD flies large orbits where you can pass in front and behind him. So he's probably visible from that car.
These are
now he's in
very narrow streets. He's like up
he's in a neighborhood here, and I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to zoom out and lose where he is. But yeah, narrow streets, a lot of apartments, a lot of small buildings. Small houses here.
going awfully fast.
For people just tuning in, can you tell us one more time where this carjacking took place?
We understand it took place down in the harbor area of South Los Angeles. The individual was supposedly going to get a gas fill up when he was hijacked at the gas station. And okay, here he stopped. Zeus, move up a little bit. He's backing up. Hang on. Probably a dead end or a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
We're hearing that there were possibly 2 suspects in this car, not just 1, 2.
That I haven't been able to determine. I can't zoom in as close enough. He's been going too fast and driving too erratically for me to actually get a good look at who's in there. But here's where it gets dangerous, folks. People crossing the street.
Yeah.
Okay. They have no idea what's going on.
Just taking their time.
No, they're hanging out the car. Do you see that? Is that
Where?
someone hanging
No.
out on the left
I don't think
side?
so. No,
What
it
is
just
that?
looks like it's a.
Looks like there's
It
paint
looks like a for sale, one of those
okay.
stickers you see at a used car lot.
Yeah.
And there's stuff there. They're
Do you
kind
see
of being
like it's
thrown in the
splattered?
front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dashboard.
The
you mean?
dashboard. Yeah. Okay, those speeds are fast. Look, it seems like they're going so fast, Vinny.
He is going rather fast, especially for the location where he is here. And as you can see, there are people all over the place. He's running stop signs.
Stay with
He's
us. We're getting our
more
picture back.
pedestrians.
There it is. Okay, sorry, Vinny. We just lost you for a second. So go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he's driving extremely fast for the conditions here on these side streets. A lot of pedestrians. Saw a guy back there walking his dog right alongside the street. So this is, very dangerous. These people really do put a lot of the general public in jeopardy here. Look at that. People crossing the street right there.
There's a lot of foot traffic in
It's
this Los Feliz
lunchtime.
area.
It's
Yeah.
lunchtime.
I'm going to zoom out a little bit, see if we can keep abreast of what the traffic is. Now here, driving through the turn lane,
And like
blew through a red light like it wasn't there.
right. And he has no units behind him that we can see right now. I don't know if your picture's different.
Now you're looking at the same picture I am,
Okay.
and I'm going to zoom out here and see if I can hold him in frame. But see, there's nobody behind him. So, but the air unit is overhead, and
Now he's on. What
sorry,
street is this?
Zeus?
Oh, he's on near Los Feliz. But is this Los Feliz?
I can't tell you right at the moment. I was just talking with my pilot. He understands that there are
Whoa.
two
He's
LAPD
flying.
heliships, helicopters above this, and he's
Okay.
really
Oh,
moving
now
down
he's,
the street here.
looks like he's
Oh,
on the
he's like
wrong
on
side
the
He's,
of the
he's
wrong
coming
street.
up near
side.
Children's Hospital here.
Oh
Let's
gosh,
see.
there's someone crossing the street.
Oh,
Oh.
close.
Wow.
Very close. Very.
Sometimes it's like you're
close.
watching a video game when you're watching this.
I
and
know.
it's
Except this is the game of life,
It is
and
the game
somebody
of
can
life.
get seriously hurt here
Well,
or
Right.
you
killed.
know, it's always concerning. I even think about this when I'm out on the road. I'm thinking, if someone was to be involved in a car chase and I'm just on the freeway driving along,
Completely
completely
unaware.
unaware, it's just so dangerous.
Here's more
Look at all
people
those
crossing
people.
the street. And I lost him
this
behind
is
the
a
building
busy
here.
area
Here
There
he
he
is,
is.
driving
He's
on the sidewalk.
on the
Oh.
sidewalk. Okay.
No.
Uh-oh.
This is a wild one
All right,
here.
it's getting,
Looks like it was Vermont that he turned off of.
okay.
This is just these speeds.
And it looks like, is that a freeway overpass or no? No, that's just,
Okay.
I lost him here, Zeus. Go right.
We're going to
Gotta
go ahead
right.
and let you go ahead and find him. We'll keep this picture. We have our specialist, police specialist Jim
Here it is.
Holcomb on the phone.
He's in back.
oh,
he's
there's
in
the
back
cop.
of,
And there's
Okay,
Oh,
we've
and
got-
there's the
there's
cop.
cops there now.
Okay, looks like he's slowing down.
2 ground units. He may be out of gas. It's highly possible that the
Oh,
car
you're
ran out of
right.
gas simply because it was going to
be
get a
filled up.
fill up. And
a
he
good
may,
point.
It almost looks like that's what's
It's
happening.
slowing down.
it looks like it's coasting, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Well-
I thought we were here in Hollywood behind. Let me see if I can
He
zoom out a
didn't
little bit
really
here
want
and
to
still
stop.
keep the.
This could be a dangerous
It looks like
situation right
he
now.
has no
I can't
choice.
tell you exactly where we are right now, but let's stay with
All
him
right.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry.
Keep
They're
an eye on
behind
this.
him.
Oh, he's near Barnsdale Park
Jim,
here.
can we go ahead and let you weigh in on this? You saw this
Yeah,
guy
pick up.
driving on the sidewalk.
Yeah, right. He just drove up on the sidewalk. Now it looks like he's in a parking lot area of some sort of a complex. Police are right behind him. Very, very slow speed at this time. Definitely not out of gas. He's moving along, so he's not out of gas. And remember, they are chasing what we believe to be as robbery suspects. It was taken in a carjacking, which means it was taken by force, probably at gunpoint. So they're going to have to be very, very
Okay.
careful with this
He's
guy as
stopping.
they approach him.
Jim, it looks like he is out of gas. The car just stopped.
Well, he was under power there. He may have just stopped. Now they got 3 police cars
Oh,
around him right now.
there's
There's the end of
someone-
the pursuit.
Do you see
Got
the
a
hands?
citizen in the way here.
Passenger side, hands up.
And
Door
right
open.
now they're giving him orders, telling him to come out of that car, put his hands out of the window, throw the keys outside to make sure that car doesn't move. And as you can see, they've set up pretty much behind him. Other units are probably clearing off to the left side of the screen here, clearing people away just in case there's any shots fired. Again, they're looking at a robbery suspect. We believe this car was taken in a carjacking.
There's
It
the
looks like
keys.
those
He
were the
just tossed
keys
the
that
keys
came out of the window, Jim. I saw
Yeah, the
something
keys out.
being
No,
thrown
see right
out.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just threw the keys out of the car. 2 sets of hands out the windows here. This is on Maubert and Vermont, we're understanding.
Robert and Vermont, you said?
It looks like Maubert, M-A-U-B-E-R-T.
Okay.
Right
Okay.
now, you can see they're pretty much trying to communicate with him. One of the reasons they have him throw the keys out is, of course, to immobilize the car, but also to gain compliance. Once they get a sequence of compliance from a suspect, then they can anticipate that he's going to follow through, which is why they give them commands, and they'll usually follow those commands with a "do it now," and they try to get him on that path, if you will, so they can
Right.
detect very quickly if he starts to differ or resist.
They're trying to see what they're dealing with here.
So it does look like there's more than just the driver in that car. At least one other person, at least.
Okay, here's someone coming out right now.
Okay, there's the driver.
What's so scary is to see this person not only just weaving through the freeway, also the surface streets, but to go on the sidewalk. You don't often see that.
And it does look like he is complying. He's slowly coming out of that car, which is what officers want. Very slow and controlled movement on the part of that suspect.
Okay.
And again, they're going to stay at a position of cover behind their vehicles because, once again, we do have information, or at least we believe that this is a robbery suspect.
Okay.
We had heard that this was a carjacking at a gas station down in the south part of Los Angeles, and it's very possible that because they were going for gas, he did run out of gas.
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
True. You're right. Okay, so the person's getting out. Now we'll see them eventually get out. They'll get them down, face down, correct?
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
I
whoa,
thought-
he's getting back. He's getting back in the car.
Oh dear.
Okay, so here he is now,
This
not
is-
not following commands. Remember what I said before.
Right.
Now
Yes.
he's not complying, so now he's beginning to resist here at this point.
Right.
But he doesn't have the keys, so he's just going to
That's
barricade
right, he threw
himself.
the key out of the
key
window.
People usually aren't thinking clearly.
Well, you can't assume for sure that those were the car keys. Again, police
That's
officers are saying
true.
now, were those the car keys,
Could
or were
have
those
been
another set of keys?
Any set of keys. Right.
And now he's back in that car. There's a possibility
Oh.
he could start it back
Now
up.
the
The
passenger.
passenger.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the passenger's out with his hands up.
backing up. That's what they're told to do.
And
Exactly.
then get on the ground, legs apart.
Are we for sure that there were two people in the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this is a totally different individual here.
Okay, so this is the
passenger seat.
passenger.
Okay, so there you go. Down on your knees. Having trouble doing that.
This guy's complying.
The driver has other plans. Let's
You
see
know,
what
it's
they
very
are.
Notice above
interesting.
this individual's left hand, it looks like that's where the keys landed, right there, just above the
Oh.
passenger's left hand.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think he's trying to
Now,
grab
the
it?
interesting part of this,
oh,
from
He's
the law-
grabbing
He's
the
grabbing the
keys?
keys.
Grabbing
What
the
is he
keys.
doing?
No.
Shouldn't he
Wait.
be down on the ground, Jim?
What is-
Yes,
What's going on?
He's definitely not.
This
He's
is
not
not
complying
good.
at this point.
Okay, no, they got him. They got him.
Oh,
He's not
Okay.
moving well, though. There's something
he's-
off.
Something's
back.
off.
Something's off. Because usually they would go up to him and get him up. So he
That
was,
was a little bit-
herky
that
jerky
was
and
scary.
moving.
Okay.
I don't know what was going on there.
So the driver's still in the car. And
Now
as
they're
far
going
as we
to try and get that driver
Right.
to come out of that car. But
Who
this
knows,
is not
maybe
really
there's someone
police
else in
work
the
101. You normally would have that second suspect come back. You wouldn't want to have him lay down in front where they'd have to go out and arrest him. They did finally have him come back, but why he laid down in the front is kind of odd.
oh,
to me.
okay. So they would want him to walk back into him, which is what he eventually did?
Exactly. They wouldn't want him to lay down because then they would have to approach him if they have to handcuff him, putting him
I
in
see.
danger of the driver who got back in the car.
And you don't know if he's armed. And you kind of tend to assume a carjacking, more often than not, there is typically some type of weapon involved to be able to get the car.
Now, it appears that the officer on the right side of the screen here is communicating with him, giving him hand motions, talking to him, trying to get the driver to come back out. The passenger door is still open, and there's a possibility he may slide over, but we see some kind of movement inside the driver's side of that car, so it's unclear exactly what he's doing.
Okay, so if you're just joining us, just to recap, this chase ended at the intersection of Malbert at Vermont. It started down in the Harbor District. We're told this car was carjacked from someone who was filling up at a gas station. There, we believe to be at least two people. We don't know if there are more in this car.
Doors open.
Oh,
There it
we
is.
go. So the passenger is in custody right now in the back seat of the police car, and the driver was out of the car for a moment, went back in,
getting
and
back out.
dumping
Now, it
some
appears he's
things
getting
out,
back out.
picking them up.
what is
This
he?
is probably not what police want him to be doing right now.
Why is okay?
Jim, he's,
Unless he's completely impaired, this person is
he's
definitely
he's rolling.
rolling.
yeah.
That's odd. Haven't seen
Stopped,
that.
he dropped, and he rolled.
Okay.
Different.
Yeah. Yeah, right now they probably are thinking they've got someone who might be a little altered at this point, which doesn't make him any less dangerous, by the way.
No, well, I mean, the way they were driving all crazy across the streets and on the sidewalks, my
if
goodness.
they were, and oh my goodness, just luckily no one was hurt.
Yeah, their immediate action plan right now is to take him into custody, clear that car as quickly as they can so that he doesn't get back in that car and prolong that.
Right.
Right.
You can see him right now amassing
Guns
there
are
behind
gone.
an arrest team amassing behind the car on the left side of the screen, and they're probably going to move right out.
He's
and
definitely outnumbered here.
yeah, more officers are coming in from behind.
Here we go. Moving in.
Okay, they're moving in.
They're making sure there's no one else in that car.
And making sure there was no one that could be in the trunk. Anyone, was taken for this joyride, if this is what this all was when the car was taken.
Yeah.
And
So-
one officer with an urban police rifle, which is definitely enough in case something happens at this scene.
Okay, so it looks like he's getting handcuffed.